I shouldn't have opened that locked drawer. Not because it was hidden, not because it was forbidden, but because everything I believed about him ended right there. I trusted him more than anyone, more than my family, more than my closest friends, more than myself sometimes. His name was Daniel. We met at a time when I was barely holding things together. New city, new job, no support system. I was alone in a way that didn't just feel quiet, it felt heavy. And then he showed up. At first, it was small things. Coffee left on my desk, a quick, "You good?" when I looked overwhelmed. He had this calm way of talking that made everything feel manageable. Safe. That's the word I used back then. He made me feel safe. We started talking more. Lunch breaks turned into long walks turned into late-night calls. And before I realized it, he knew everything about me. The things I never told anyone. My fears, my regrets, the mistakes I couldn't forgive myself for. And he never judged me, not once. If anything, he understood me better than I understood myself. That's what made it so easy to trust him, so easy to let him in. Looking back now, that was the first mistake. About 2 months in, I started noticing something off. Not big, not obvious, just small cracks, little things that didn't quite add up. At first, I ignored them, because when someone makes you feel seen, you don't want to question it. You don't want to risk losing it. But the cracks kept growing, and eventually, I couldn't ignore them anymore. The first strange thing happened on a Thursday night. We were sitting in his apartment. Nothing unusual, just takeout, some background music, the kind of quiet comfort you don't question. I got up to grab water. That's when I noticed his phone light up. It was face down on the table, but the screen lit just enough for me to see a name. It was my name. But the message preview didn't match anything I'd sent. It said, "She still doesn't know." I froze. My first thought? It had to be a glitch. Maybe a delayed message. Maybe something stupid. I picked up the phone. But before I could unlock it, he was right behind me, closer than I expected. "Don't," he said. Not angry, not loud, just firm. I turned around slowly. "What was that?" I asked. He didn't hesitate. "Work stuff," he said. "Wrong contact saved." Too quick, too clean. But he smiled after. That same calm smile. And somehow, I believed him. Or maybe I just wanted to. Because the alternative didn't make sense. Why would someone I trusted completely lie about something like that? I told myself I was overthinking, but that message stuck in my head. She still doesn't know. Didn't know what? After that night, things changed. Not on the surface. He was still kind, still attentive, still perfect. But I started noticing patterns. He'd disappear for hours without explanation, take calls in another room, lock his laptop every time he stepped away. At first, I told myself it was normal. People have privacy. But then, I started seeing things. Not directly, just pieces. Like how he always knew things I hadn't told him yet. Or how he'd finish my sentences. Not in a cute way, but like he already knew what I was going to say. Even when I changed my mind mid-sentence. That's when the feelings started. That quiet, uncomfortable thought. What if this isn't what it looks like? One night, I tested it. I told him something that wasn't true, something small. I said I had a job interview the next day. He nodded, encouraging, supportive. But later that night, I heard him on the phone. "Yeah," he said. "She's still following the pattern." My stomach dropped. Pattern? What pattern? I didn't sleep that night, and for the first time, I started to feel afraid. The truth didn't come all at once. It came in fragments, and every piece made less sense than the last. A week later, he asked me to stay at his place while he ran an errand. Said it would be quick. Said I could relax, watch something, make myself at home. And I did. For about 10 minutes. Until I noticed the drawer, the one in his office, locked. Something about it felt deliberate. Like it wasn't just for privacy. Like it was hiding something. I don't know what made me do it. Maybe curiosity, maybe instinct, maybe fear. But I found the key. It wasn't hidden well, almost like it was meant to be found. And when I opened that drawer, everything changed. Inside, there were files, dozens of them, each labeled with a date and a name. My name. Every single one. My hands started shaking. I opened the first file. Photos. Of me. But not ones I recognized. These were taken from a distance, outside my apartment, at work, even inside my building. My chest tightened. This wasn't normal. This wasn't okay. But then I saw something worse. Notes. Detailed notes. About me. My routines, my habits, my reactions, even things I thought I'd never shown anyone. It was like I wasn't a person. I was a subject. I wanted to leave. Immediately. Run. Call someone. Do anything. But I couldn't move. Because at the bottom of the drawer, there was one more file. Different from the others. Thicker. Older. I opened it, and that's when everything broke. The first page wasn't about me. It was about someone else. A woman. Same structure, same notes, same photos. And at the top, a single word. Completed. My heart started racing. I flipped through the pages. More women, different names, all labeled the same way. Completed, archived, terminated. My hands went cold. This wasn't obsession. This was something else. Something controlled, something planned. And then I heard the door open. He was back. I didn't have time to think. I shoved the files back into the drawer, locked it, tried to steady my breathing. He walked in like nothing was wrong. Like everything was normal. "Hey," he said. "Miss me?" I nodded, but something in me had shifted. I saw him differently now. Not safe, not calm. Calculated, watching. That night, I didn't confront him. I couldn't, because I didn't know what he was capable of. So I played along. Smiled, talked, acted like everything was fine. But inside, I was planning. I needed to get out. Carefully, quietly. Because if he had done this before, I couldn't risk becoming another file. The next morning, I told him I had to leave early. Work. He didn't question it, just smiled. "Of course," he said. "I'll see you tonight." That sentence stayed with me. I'll see you tonight. Not if, when. I packed quickly, left everything I didn't need, and walked out without looking back. I didn't go home. I didn't go to work. I went somewhere random, anywhere he wouldn't expect. And then I checked my phone. That's when I saw it. A message. From him. She finally knows. I changed my number that day. Moved apartments, changed jobs, cut off everything. Started over, again. But this time, with fear. Constant, quiet fear. Because I never reported him. I never went to the police. Why? Because I didn't know how deep this went. And part of me still wonders if that drawer wasn't meant to stop me, but to warn me. It's been 2 years. I haven't seen him since. But sometimes, late at night, I get this feeling, like someone is watching. Not closely, not directly, just enough. And every time my phone lights up, for a split second, I expect to see his name. And that same message, she still doesn't know. And the worst part? I'm not sure if I ever really will.